You're tuned in to a Grown Folks production. In mix with the commish, Nate.
And just like that, here we are for OMFL Media Days. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. See you, Daniel. See you, Bird. Appreciate you guys being with us. We're going to get right into it. Media Days has been a ton of fun. And hopefully tonight, no issues. I'm double checking the audio. We're going to make sure that we won't spend 15 minutes just talking to myself. I promise we're going to get that rocking and rolling. I see you guys in the chat. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Let's get over here and let's get this thing started. Let me welcome in my three guys for today. We got Mr. Bronco Man. I'm sorry. We're going to get there. He said it was okay, but Mr. Randy, we're changing it up a little bit. We got Randy. We got Mr. Twinkmeister over here. I barked at him. He had no reaction because he couldn't hear me. So I was sitting here barking at myself. And then as always, we got our buddy, Mr. Maniac. How you guys doing today, bud?
Doing good.
Good. How are you guys? Wonderful.
Good. We got a little echo, but Nate's going to fix that right now. What are we going to do? We're going to mute this here. That should do the trick. We're going to find out. I may have to do some fiddle farting over here. I don't know where Twinky is, but it looks gorgeous. I know it's too hot to be sitting outside here. Where do we live, Twink? Or can we say that? I don't know. Maybe I'm putting you on the spot.
I'm on vacation actually right now, so I'm at Myrtle Beach.
Are we playing some golf?
A little bit.
All right.
Not
so
shooting too well though.
Yeah. I can't imagine playing that course. Of course, I don't get to play nearly as much. Well, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. We're going to do kind of a group interview like we did last night. It was a ton of fun to be able to do that. So let's get it started with our guy, Twinky. We're going to get going here. Twink, I argue with a lot of people. Not argue because people don't argue with me, but we talk a lot about Twinky being the most underrated coach that we have in the OMFL. Man, you are like always right there. You make everyone earn it, and the record is just never a reflection of how good you are or how good your team is. But what'd you learn about yourself and your team in Madden 24 that you think will help you as we move into Madden 25?
I threw way too many interceptions last year, and that's what cost me. So if I don't turn the ball over, I'm fine.
Birdman said the exact same thing last night. He's like, if I can just stop turning the ball over. I think that goes for all of us. Some of these guys have figured out the secret to that. We're going to go over to Mr. Randy. I'm still in my head. He just wants to blurt out Bronco Man, but I'm retraining myself here. Mr. Randy, you had an outstanding Madden cycle, won a championship. Where's that trophy? We got to have that trophy on screen.
Oh, I'll go get it.
Look, he's going to go grab it. While you're going to grab it, though, let's talk about Madden 24 and the things that you learned. What'd you learn about yourself, your team, moving into Madden 25 that you think is going to help you?
Well, here's the trophy right here. So thank you, Nate.
It looks so much less impressive whenever people are holding it. I wish I could buy you guys the $100 versions, but we just don't have that kind of money.
Well, it's all right. It means a lot anyway. But I learned a lot about myself. I think this Madden cycle, I think I learned that I was a better player than I thought I was. But I also learned that confidence in this game is key. If you get down on yourself, it's going to reflect on how you play. Things are going to go bad, so you just got to keep kind of even-keeled throughout the process.
I think that is some really good advice, especially with my next buddy. He's not going to be on camera because his photo's already up there. Mr. Maniac, you moved teams. You left us up for grabs here in the NFC South. What'd you learn about yourself, Mr. Maniac? You got some things rolling, a little love-hate relationship with the quarterback over there, but what'd you learn in Madden 24 that's going to help you in Madden 25? Does anyone else hear Maniac? No? Okay. I don't hear him either. Oh, you hear him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. See, this did this a while ago. Everybody could see Bronco Man. Nate couldn't see him. Now everyone clearly can hear Mr. Maniac, but I can't hear him at all. Wait, I see it. Hold on one second. Hold on. I think I got the trick here. Say something, Mr. Maniac. Now I got you. Okay, there's some weird thing going on here, y'all, that these two other friends are coming in twice. Maniac's not coming in twice, and I think it's the video situation because we had this happen last night. So I know exactly what I need to do now. Mr. Maniac, what'd you learn in Madden 24 that's going to help you in Madden 25?
Well, I definitely learned, kind of like what Randy was talking about. This is a game of confidence also, and I do get down on myself quite a bit. But I did, I think, learn a little bit more patience with myself. I think this Madden, I wasn't quite as impatient as I've been in the past, where I just seem like I really kind of like unload the team when things kind of go wrong. But definitely did have a love-hate with the quarterback. But definitely going into Madden 25, like you already alluded to, switching teams. Definitely got a good quarterback to start off with Josh Allen and the Bills. Just got to build them up, and looking forward to that challenge.
Now, hopefully you don't have a love-hate relationship with Mr. Josh Allen. Well, let's talk a little bit about, I don't know why he keeps doing that either. I'm having all kinds of conversations with myself over here. I wish there was a much easier way to do this. Let's talk about your focus area, Maniac. You, again, bought over a quarterback, trying to figure some things out. Now you're moving over to Buffalo, who has a pretty good roster already ready to go. Where's your focus area as you start to think about imports?
Yeah, definitely from a little bit from the roster reveal. Buffalo's got some decently young pieces on defense, but I think my focus is going to be building up the defense. I think the offense look like, obviously Josh Allen's going to be probably the top 5 quarterbacks in Madden 25. They've got a pretty good nucleus of receivers from what it shows on the ratings release. But I think the defense has some good young pieces, but I think they're kind of missing some star power. So I'm probably bringing over Shepard, my cornerback, my superstar quarterback from Atlanta, bringing him over so he'll man up one island there on one side of the field, hopefully lock it down. And then I'm probably looking at bringing in my X Factor outside linebacker for more pass rush. Plus, he's young, still on his rookie contract.
I'm glad you guys in the AFC are going to have to do it too, X Factor guys. Mr. Bronco Man, Mr. Randy, I should have started it off with this, but you got the ball rolling with guys moving their teams. And, man, not a lot of people said something about yours, but as it progressed, boy, people got real upset about me letting just guys move teams. So that rule has Randy's name attached to it. Now guys got to get it voted on. But what are you thinking about Madden 25 for imports?
So for me, it was a tough decision because for the main import, there was 3 guys I was thinking between. My edge rusher, Devontae Gallimore, a receiver, Kevin Lashley, and then a middle linebacker. And I'm picking the middle linebacker just because he's got a ton of speed, and the Colts address the other 2 positions, whether in the free agency or the draft. So I don't think those would be as useful to me. So I'm I've decided to go with the middle linebacker on that front.
You can never go wrong with a really good middle linebacker. Mr. Twinky, you've actually drafted really, really well. I feel like you've built a really good team. One of our, again, more underrated team builders. What are you thinking about for imports from Madden 25?
It's not a position player. It's more like an offensive lineman because I had a center retire in real life he retired, Kelsey. So I moved one of my guards to center. So I've got to find some more younger offensive linemen because I'm getting old there.
We talked about that last night. It is the most unsexy thing to go, oh, man, I got to bring an offensive lineman. But it's like, you got to do it. I had to bring offensive linemen last year, and it doesn't feel good. They're never going to be put up for awards. They're probably not going to make the Pro Bowl. And you're like, I'm wasting an import. But you got to do it sometimes. You got to bring those guys over there. Madden 25 is going to be a different game. I don't know that it's going to be radically different, but as you think about Madden 25, what are you going to have to do, Twinky, to be successful, to finally get over that hump, start getting your team into the playoffs?
It's a turnovers. Again, I keep saying it. I said it last year when we did this. I've got to stop throwing interceptions, and I've got to run the ball more. I go away from the run way too fast.
You really have a love-hate relationship with this quarterback too.
Yeah.
So are we hanging on to him?
I don't think he's rated like he should be.
Yeah.
So,
are we hanging on to him as we move into Madden 25?
yes.
Yeah, we have to see. We're gonna have to see how that works. I chuckle sometimes whenever I see him ranting about this quarterback situation. Mr. Randy, as we think about Madden 25, what's the one area? I mean, it's hard to ask a guy that won a championship, but what's the one area you think you have to improve on? Talked a little bit about the run game, some defense situation, but what's the one area that you're like, I got to be better in this?
The number one thing that helped propel me from being like a decent Madden player to in the playoffs every year here was my passing game improved. I used to not be able to throw the ball hardly at all. And so I think for me, the key is pre-snap reads and maneuvering in the pocket, and don't bail back when I feel some pressure, step up. So that's something I think that's going to elevate me or keep me where I am.
I think all of us are going to actually be able to step up this year. At least in the beta, there was an actual pocket that you could step up into. Maniac, you got those Bills, man. What are we thinking we're going to have to do better moving over to the AFC?
With their roster, I think I'm going to have to be better at running the ball because Bijan Robinson kind of spoiled me. So definitely going to have to get that built up and focus on that. I think, though, really probably the thing that probably hindered me the most, I think the last couple of seasons, was just forcing the ball too much. I think in certain situations, I think instead of just kind of allowing the game to come to me naturally, I kind of forced the issue sometimes, just trying to push the ball downfield. I think just really being more I guess balanced, and I always say that, I want to be more balanced, but really just truly got to put a focus on being balanced and using that to my advantage against my opponent. I think that'll really help me get over the hump.
You're leaving the NFC. You've been kind of all over, but you've spent a majority of your time in the OMFL in the NFC. Who's a rival or somebody that you're turning into a rival that you can't wait to play in Madden 25, Maniac?
Yeah, I've spent most of my OMFL career in the NFC. In fact, I think this might be the only second time I've been in the AFC.
Yeah, I was just saying, it's not your first. I think you've been there before, huh?
Yeah, the very first team I owned here was the Steelers. So I'm making a comeback to the AFC.
And you owned it for like 5 minutes in Madden 24.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I almost forgot about that because it was so quick. But yeah, the AFC is, when you look at it, the AFC is a different beast than the NFC. I don't know. It just seems like the AFC is more about fast-paced offense, scoring at will. The Dolphins, you look at the Jets. Some of these guys are going to be the guys I'm going to be going against twice a season, and not even, looking past the Patriots. They can all put up points, and I think you see kind of a trend from the AFC is a little bit more offensive output compared to the NFC. Has been a little bit more power attack, play good defense, and kind of force your will upon your opponent. But definitely. Looking at some of the guys I've played, I mean, there's so many that I would say that would be Dwayne, you. I mean, I kind of had a great rival with Kevin and Bird, but I think going over into the AFC East, looking at Kobe has been the man over here for a long time, and I think we've had some good battles when I've faced him. In the last couple of seasons or in a couple of Maddens, we've had some really good games, some close games and stuff. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting that rivalry blossomed and see what happens there.
We're wrapping this thing up. Bronco Man's falling asleep on me. Twinky's on vacation, just wasting away his PTO hours. Randy, who's the rival, man? You should have a long list of guys ready to take your head off. Who can you not wait to play in Madden 25?
I mean, I think like this past Madden, my two biggest rivals were Denbrew and Cincy. I felt like those games with them were always just neck and neck. You could go either way. But this Madden, I'm very excited and a bit nervous, I guess you could say, for Black Cats Byron being in my division.
Yeah.
Our games are always just high scoring shootouts, and they're fun. I mean, you never know who's going to win it, so I'm excited for that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And Roger, even with the new look Texans, I think it's going to be a good revival in the AFC South. I
completely agree with you. I think that's going to make for some really good games. Twinky, you get beat up by Dwayne all the time. I think it's made you a better player. I don't know if you'll admit that, but I think he's made you a better player than, being over in the other divisions that you were. Who's the guy, though, you can't wait to hit the field with?
And I was going to say him here. I didn't realize he had moved. It's a good thing. I've got a chance. So.
Oh, no, he didn't move. You played in other divisions. Weren't you the Falcons for a bit?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, that's what it was. That's right. Yep. So, yeah, I think you're a better player now that you went and got beat up by Dwayne for a while than petty old little us over here in the NFC South. But who's the one guy? Is it Dwayne?
Well, it would have been, but he's not in the conference anymore. So I think it's what is it, Colin with the Giants? Yeah, we always have a battle, and everything in that conference is a battle.
Yeah, Colin is another guy that just he makes you earn it every single time that you play him. He doesn't let up on anybody. I think he kind of played around a little bit early, but then he got that team together and got rolling. One last one, as we start to look at Madden 25, Twinky, I don't know if you got to play it at all. If I remember, you got the beta, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
So what's the one thing you can't wait to see after we actually get the game in hand? You're like, this one area of Madden 25 is going to be a ton of fun.
I think the flow of the run game and stuff was real nice in the beta. I really do. And it's felt a whole lot better than it did last year.
It feels more fluid. It feels more realistic. Yeah. I think it's gonna really change the way a lot of us interact with that game. Mr. Randy, what about you? Madden 25, what can we not wait to get our hands on?
Well, I didn't get a chance to play the beta. So I can't speak from how the beta felt. But for me, I'm just excited I think this will please a lot of people. I'm not moving the Colts, so I'm excited to play in Indy, and I'm excited to build up the rookies. I really like Adonai Mitchell, and I think that team fits me. I'm not as excited for building Richardson up from the ground again, but that's my guy, so that's what we'll do.
It'll be interesting to see exactly how they rate him, especially as we move into Madden 25. Now, the guy who's the most bitter and the most salty about not getting Madden 25 beta, Mr. Maniac, you and I have talked a ton about Madden 25. What are you most excited about, Maniac?
Man, Salty doesn't even begin to start explaining how I feel, brother. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm excited to get a hold of it. I mean, it's obviously hearing some of the stuff that you've talked about with your experiences with the running attack and how it feels smooth. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on it and getting a feel for that. The other thing is I have a quarterback that's got some speed now, so I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to feel. I've played Dwayne and a lot of these guys have got these quarterbacks that's got a little bit of wheels attached to their player, man, and they always, you get them like in a 3rd and 12, and the next thing you know, they're scrambling up the field and getting 13 yards and a first down. You're like, oh my gosh, now I've got that guy. So I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to feel, if I'm able to utilize that and work that into my favor, because man, it's been one of those thorns in your side when you face one of those guys, because you always got to keep that in your mind that they can.
It's the 2nd and long scrambles. It's the 3rd and 5 scrambles. Just like, I want to gouge my eyes out with this freaking game right now. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, giving me a little extra time to kind of work out a few little kinks. It has been an absolute pleasure. These are my favorite things to do. If you watch Mr. Randy's streams, you can hear his voice, but we never get to hear Twinky. We never get to see him. We never, we hear Maniac, but we never get to see him on a stream. So it's like to see faces and hear voices, and these are real humans on the other side. You're going to hear me say it a billion times. It just radically changes how we interact with the league whenever that's a real dude on the other end, and he's using his PTO to come hang out with me on media days. And so I deeply appreciate both of you. And that's going to wrap it up for OMFL Media Days. I don't even know what number we're on, but we did so many of them yesterday. We got more of them coming for you tomorrow. I cannot wait to do them. Until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of those around you. Know that you are loved and you are mattered. I cannot wait to see you. Peace.
Smash that like and subscribe.